Okay, I'm back with something that isn't a video complaining about Final Fantasy VIII music. It's a miracle! And it probably isn't something that was expected, or maybe it was, but it sort of breaks out of my pattern. I decided to take a look, since this is the 25th anniversary of it, at the first big event I ever read. The first event that really gave me a idea when I was a little kid of just how big the Marvel Universe was. And it's one that I'm sure if my mom had known I was reading it when she took me to the library, she wouldn't have wanted me to read. It's Maximum Carnage, a massive 14-part event that began in Spider-Man Unlimited #1. Yeah, there are so many books, Spider-Man books, at least in the 90s, they were honest, and they just threw up their hands and said, you know what, there are an unlimited number of Spider-Man books. We're going to print an unlimited number of things. So, Maximum Carnage begins here. And yeah, it's one of those great covers from the 80s and 90s that is just jam-packed with action. You have the Maximum Carnage logo, which is great. You have Carnage just give you an idea of the scope of this story. Carnage just looming over Spider-Man as he swings, and you have those great you have that great webbing that the webbing in older Spider-Man comics just never looked right to me, because this is what the webbing always looked like to me, because Todd McFarlane redid it, and it's just great and dynamic. Fabulous first issue. So, bitten by a radioactive spider, student Peter Parker gained the proportional strength and agility of an arachnid. Armed with his wondrous web shooters, the reluctant superhero struggles with sinister supervillains, making ends meet and maintaining some semblance of a normal life. Stan Lee presents The Amazing Spider-Man. Maximum Carnage begins here. Carnage Rising. Ravencroft, a maximum security institution devoted to the study and incarceration of the criminally insane. Here comes the bride, all dressed in white. I wish it was red, then you'd all be dead. Real funny, Cassidy. You're a regular Weird Al Yankovic, with an emphasis on the weird. Yeah, Cletus Cassidy is being wheeled into the in Ravencroft. Is a serial killer who got the spawn of Venom, which is the symbiote Carnage, for those of you not in the know. Carnage is more demented than Venom. Venom is driven by selfish rage and a stupid belief that he is always right, and that every crime deserves the most extreme punishment. Carnage is just pure evil. It's not driven by rejection or any other emotion other than just the desire to kill, since it bonded at a young age with a serial killer. So, yeah. Thank you. And that's where Spider-Man and Venom had previously fought him and gotten the symbiote off of him. At least so they thought. And that's where we're picking up. Thank you, Officer Resnick. I sincerely hope that I can someday return the courtesy you've shown me by slaughtering you quickly with minimal agony. In your dreams, sicko. Here's your man, Dr. Cordelia. Cletus Cassidy, or Carnage, as he's better known in the popular press. Is it really necessary to conduct experiments on such a dangerous subject? Cornella, the man is a convicted serial killer who used to dress up in some gaudy red costume. You know, if this is the Marvel Universe, you'd think there'd be better places to put this guy. Not to mention, you think S.H.I.E.L.D. would be involved. Not to mention, this is special circumstance. If anybody qualified for special circumstance in the state of New York for the death penalty, it should be him. And since when is it legal to just conduct experiments on inmates of a mental and even if you're going the route that they were too humane to execute Cletus Cassidy, this part of the story makes no sense. I mean, if you're going for the humane route, why is it legal for them to conduct experiments on an inmate of a mental facility without his consent? Yeah, we won't sentence you to death. We'll just go all Mengele on your butt. That's progress? That's mercy? I don't get it. Relax, Dr. Landis. Cassidy's been residing in the Vault, the government's facility for superhuman criminals. They've given him a clean bill of health, except for an unexplained anomaly which keeps registering in his blood tests. Unexplained anomaly? Why did they give him a clean bill of health then? Ooh, sounds pretty scary. There is something different about my blood. There's a monster living within it. Be careful, you don't want to accidentally set it free. There are monsters within all of us, Mr. Cassidy, but only certain rare individuals like yourself give them free vent to them. Your anomaly may be a manifestation of a chemical imbalance which causes mental instability. If we can isolate it and analyze it, we may eventually learn how to treat individuals like you. And yeah, this goes about as well as it did for Harley Quinzel over in DC with Batman trying to treat the Joker and make him sane. And people call me crazy. You should have listened. Doc, I warned you. There really is a monster hiding in me. And with that, Carnage is out and Maximum Carnage begins. He easily takes down all the guards, and then he kills her. Yep. No more her. She did something really stupid and she instantly dies. Huh. Don't waste any time, do they? Yeah. We see now we're at the funeral of Norman Osborn. Harry Osborn, I mean. Sorry. They draw... When Harry grows up, they draw him to look exactly like Norman. I mean, exactly like Norman. So, forgive me that I sometimes get confused between the two. Especially since they won't let either of them stay dead. So, anyway, Harry recently gave his life to save Peter, and Peter and MJ are at his funeral, even though he was the Green Goblin and trying to keep Peter's life. Oh, and I'm not even going to get into this, because it has to do with the Clone Saga. Why does every comic I read keep drawing me back to the Clone Saga in some way eventually? Yes, Peter's parents turn up alive at one point earlier in the 90s. Except, yeah, I'm not gonna give away the spoilers since they really don't have much to do in this story, but it ties all in with the Clone Saga and a plot that makes no sense the more you think about it, because nothing about the Clone Saga makes any sense when you think about it. So we see him try to comfort Liz Allen, who's with Molten Man, and he promises MJ he's going to take a rest from doing hero work for a while, because it's just been so stressful lately with Harry trying to kill them, then Harry saving Peter, then, as you see, little Normie Osborn. If you look, this death is very much referenced in both Spider-Girl and in Amazing Spider-Man renew your vows. This is a key moment in Spider-Man history right here. And so back at the prison, Carnage is killing a bunch of people when all of a sudden he hears somebody calling to him. Oh wait, faint heart. Oh well, a faint heart never won anything except a dull and boring life. Hey, why'd you suddenly stop making those people give with the screams of pain and torture? I was really into the high-pitched tones, man. A big fan of your work. Oh, mama. Something tells me that you're my kind of girl. Kill here often? My name's Shriek. Ooh, those tentacles are simply wild. This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Cut me free. I can't wait to join you on your slaughter circuit. Why should I share my action? You have nothing to lose and so much to gain. Besides, haven't you heard that two can kill as cheaply as one? No, I've never heard that saying. I'm pretty sure you just made it up. Found at the home of Peter and Mary Jane Parker. We have, here's something that just wouldn't get through today. We have Mary Jane lighting up a cigarette because of the stress. And, then Venom begins tell us what happened. Begins to give us his backstory of how he was in prison with Eddie Brock, who was Venom, when the Venom symbiote came for him. But the Venom symbiote left behind. When he broke out, Cletus Cassidy was left in the cell, but the Venom symbiote had left behind its spawn, which bonded with him. Then Spider-Man and Venom took him down using sonic vibrations, which drive off the symbiote. The symbiote is a space creature that needs a human host, and it bonds with and either very loud noises on certain frequencies, or fire can scare it off and kill it. The Venom symbiote was also bonded once with Peter Parker, who rejected it because it was making him mad and tried to turn him into a killer, and so it hates Peter Parker and has a twisted sense of justice since it bonded with Eddie Brock, who is also a selfish loudmouth, unlike what you're going to see in the upcoming Venom movie, it looks like from the trailer. He's just a selfish, lying dirtbag loudmouth, Eddie Brock. That's what Eddie Brock is, who will do anything for a buck. And when he gets called out on it by Peter, yeah, he of course blames Peter and not his own actions. So then Carnage and Shriek go for what they think is Spider-Man, only it turns out to be Doppelganger, who, again, is a whole other story, but Carnage is about to kill ties in with a lot of stuff that you don't need to know. All you need to know is that it's like a clone thing of Spider-Man gone wrong. It's really, yeah. But Shriek decides that he's cute and she wants to keep him. She also has an energy blast. She also has a sonic blast that can keep Carnage in check. So they come to an agreement, and she starts treating him like a pet. She starts treating Doppelganger like he's some sort of pet. Meanwhile, Peter's picking up Chinese food when he hears on the radio that everyone at Ravencroft has been found dead. But that's where, oh God. And despite his promise to Mary Jane, he jumps right into action. It's like I'm destined to keep fighting them. over and over again. I never see the last of any of them. Except for Harry. As you can see, the stress is starting to get to Peter at this point. Because then he's... Whoa, what's wrong with me? I reacted instantly as soon as I heard the news, and I never even stopped to consider Mary. Yipes! My spider sense warning me of danger. Someone also almost had an order of fried webhead to go. Someone almost... Whoever fired that blast is still in the shadows up ahead. I can make out a couple of figures, but I can't quite see who. Sick him! Sick him! You run around in web-covered spandex and think I'm weird? Oh boy. It's Spider Doppelganger. It's a Spider Doppelganger and some weird-looking lady. Sick him. Yeah. It's like, but anyway. So, yeah. Although, I have to take issue with this. He didn't... the word he gave Mary Jane was done before this. The first person Carnage is going to come after are Mary Jane and Peter. That's the only thing that makes sense. And Eddie Brock. Carnage wants revenge, and he's a deranged serial killer. So I don't see this as Peter breaking his word because, well, it's better to fight. Well, it's better to fight him off of your own. It's better to not. It's better for you to find him than to let him find you. Spider-Man, Spike Doppelganger's other arms. Spider-Man is holding his own. But we cut back to Mary, who for some reason in this one panel is miscolored with yellow hair. Yeah. For one panel in the history of Spider-Man comics, Mary Jane is a blonde. I think this is the first time I ever noticed a mistake being made in a comic book. I was 8 years old when this came out, and this is the first time I have. But I remember this panel vividly and thinking, how did that happen? I don't know how it happened, but it did. The Easter eyes on this. The art in this series is pretty much fantastic, but good night, that's a mistake. And plus, they kind of made Mary Jane look like a man too. She looks like she has like some sort of mullet thing going. She looks like a man with some sort of mullet thing going. It's really weird drawing. Why is Peter taking so long? I bet he forgot the fortune cookies again and had to go back for them. Sure, that's it. I better switch on the tube. Yeah, as you can see, this has gotten pretty stressful. There's supposed to be a mention of my soap, Secret Hospital, on the local news. I'd hate to... Yeah, at this point, Mary Jane was an actress on a soap opera. Unlike what they showed in the movies, she could get a job on acting on a soap opera in the comics. Also, I love that name, Secret Hospital. What good is a hospital if it's secret? It makes no sense. So she hears that there's been an all-points bulletin put on Cletus Cassidy, and she knows for sure that Peter's going to confront him. Meanwhile, Spider-Man is beating Doppelganger, and that really is angering Shriek. He's having trouble taking all. When she falls off a building, Doppelganger grabs her, and Peter is knocked down into an alley. Meanwhile, at that very moment, in the editor's office of the New York's most bombastic publisher, I'm telling you that Spider-Man has a personal vendetta against the Osborn family. He was involved in the death of young Harry, and I always believed that he had a hand in Norman's murder. You don't have any proof. J. Jonah Jameson doesn't need proof. I have my convictions. I'll find the proof. Mr. Jameson, I've been searching the entire building for you. I really wish you would learn to handle these petty emergencies, Miss Cushing. That's why I pay you such a generous salary. Jonah, the police know that Cletus Cassidy once took you hostage, so they phoned to warn you that he is apparently on the loose again. but apparently they didn't think it was important enough to send, like, I don't know, a cop. Then again, cops are about as useful in the Marvel universe as a broken screen door on a submarine that's on Saturn. Excuse me, I just remembered I'm late for a most pressing engagement in Paris. There aren't enough policemen in this entire city to guarantee my safety from that maniac. I'll just grab my passport and... Hi, honey, I'm back. Can you guess who's going to help me go on a venom hunt? I'll give you a hint. He's turning a sickly shade of green right before my eyes. The future is rather bleak for Ollie Jonah, and it's about to get decidedly worse. Maximum Carnage continues in Web of Spider-Man number 101. On sale in 1 week. Okay, yeah. I love this comic. This is up there with the original Secret Wars as my favorite big event from Marvel. And this is a great this is a great start to it. I love how it shows just how evil Carnage is supposed to be, a force of pure violence, and it shows that without ever crossing the line. They know right where that line is, and they don't cross it, but it gets the point across that there is no hiding from him. There is no making a deal with him, and this is a big thing, and it's going to get bigger than Spider-Man, and he's going to have his hands full for a while. So, and I like the fact that the cliffhanger isn't just Carnage showing up at Spider-Man's fight with Doppelganger and Shriek, which is what you'd expect it to be. So, yeah, I give this one. It's not perfect, as I said. There's a coloring mistake, and I understand that this isn't everyone's favorite story, but I give it a 7.5 out of 10. See you next time.